Hello and welcome back to Planet Zoo. Today's episode will be a bit special because I won't be showing off any builds or anything. Today is just for showcasing some mods that I will add into the zoo. Now, first thing I will do before I adopt any modded animals is I am going to save this zoo as a new zoo save, just to be safe. So Antwerp Zoo modded. So we keep our save file where we build separate from our save file with the mods, just so in case if anything goes wrong with mods that it doesn't get corrupted. Now the first mod I will showcase is, I'm first going to send our flamingos, our greater flamingos here, to the trading center. So I think we got all of our flamingos out of this habitat. So we will now go to animal trading, and let me see if I can find it. It is the American Flamingo done by Leaf Productions. I will link his YouTube channel in the description below because he is a great YouTuber. He makes some awesome videos and you should definitely check out his channel. So how many flamingos did we have? 4, 8, I think we should, yeah, 12 flamingos. So we are going to adopt the American flamingos because those are the actual flamingos that belong here. So this is our first modded animal that got added into our beautiful Antwerp Zoo. And let me see if I can find the... yeah, there they are. The little guys running around with the flamingo in a box. Let's follow them. Racing to get these exciting new animals into their exhibit. Oh, apparently someone has already arrived with an American flamingo. So here we have an American flamingo. It just looks great. Like, Leaf has a couple of flamingos, but it's the American flamingo that we need for the Antwerp Zoo. And now we can have them. So my normal save file will still have the greater flamingos here, but the modded save file has now an accurate population of American flamingos. You can see them going straight for the water to enjoy it. This one is going to a corner for some reason, but yeah, maybe they are a little bit more hesitant to go out, but eventually they'll go and forage stuff over here. So that's our first modded animal. Look at that one, running for the water. Now another thing I will say, someone over on the Discord is working on a spectacled bear mod. I think it was Narwhaler, I'm not sure though. So once that mod is done, you can put it in here where currently the sun bears are. Okay, I'm really excited for the spectacled bear because it looked awesome, people. It looked really awesome. And look at this, our American flamingos are now enjoying their little pool over here. Our next animal is actually right next door, if I can find them. Over here we had the king penguins. We will replace them, but first I will get rid of all these greater flamingos. So how many did we have? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, we had 8. So now if we go back here, the African penguin is in here. So the African penguin was made by Nicholas Lion Rider, or I Am the Lion Rider on YouTube, I think. And Leaf Productions again had something to do with this as well. He made all the code for it. So it's his fault if anything goes wrong with the animal. Because I don't think you can mess up anything with making a model, except for maybe the if it glitches out, like the neck goes weird or something. But yeah, if it crashes your game, blame Leaf. So we have 4. Let's get 4 more. And these, I think these have American English names, so they don't have African names. I think that's maybe a good choice because so many zoos have African penguins. Maybe it's not really necessary to give them African names, because in zoos they probably just have native name, or I mean like the names of the place where the zoo is. Yeah, shame really the game doesn't have Dutch names. But here they are, the African penguins, right where they should be. And now people can actually enjoy the African penguins and not some weird king penguin which doesn't really fit in. Yeah, we have 4 in here, and 4 more will arrive very soon. And they go straight for the fish, probably, or I actually want to see them swim, so maybe this one will go into the water. But yeah, Nick did a great job on making these high amounts of litter. I don't care. Yeah, this one will probably go for a swim now. Now they won't deep dive in here, of course, because it's not deep enough. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Just beautiful. Having a nice swim in the Belgian sun there. Under the Belgian sun. Now this one's already had enough of his swim. I think he's hungry now. Okay, they will enjoy this habitat really much. Or I don't know if that's correct English, I don't care. But yeah, I don't think my king penguins swam that much in here, so it's great to see the African ones swim. Now the next mod is actually a mod that I made myself, because the Antwerp Zoo, I enjoy it. The sounds of the penguins in the background jumping in the water. Now the next mod is a mod I did myself, because the Antwerp Zoo in this habitat here with the okapis does have another animal, and I don't know if you're following the modding scene a bit, but you'll know what I'm talking about if I say that it is a mod I created myself. It is the red Forest Duiker. Now, I've heard a lot of English-speaking people struggle with the pronunciation. It is Duiker, not Duiker or Duiker, or however they would pronounce it. It is Duiker. Because red Forest Duikers have a Dutch name, and you'll notice a lot of animals in South Africa actually have a Dutch name, because the Dutch did also all colonizing stuff in that region. So like if we go to animal trading, let me just have a quick look. Like aardvark is a Dutch name. Let me find some more. There is another one, I think. Wildebeest is Wildebeest is another Dutch name. There's more. Hemsbok is another Dutch name. So yeah, a lot of these animals do have Dutch names, because the Dutch colonized South Africa, and when they discovered an animal, they just gave it a name that like sounded like what they would know from the Netherlands. Like a bok is a male goat, so that's why Hemsbok is called Hemsbok and stuff like that. I don't know if there's any more in here. Yeah, springbok, like that literally translates to jumping buck. So yeah, so all these animals are named by the Dutch. Like if I go to the queue for quagga, the quagga is actually one of the few animals that the Dutch gave a name that has an indigenous name. So because it was so peculiar to that area in South Africa, they decided to give it a native name. But we need the red Forest Duiker. So they actually only have one, I believe. I don't know if it's a male or a female, but I assume it's a female, because usually females are like easier to keep with other animals, and especially these okapi here. okapi are really shy animals. They can get stressed out really easily. So I think having a female red forest duiker in here, because it is not a large animal, will not stress out the okapis too much. So now we have to wait until it arrives. So they have to come from the animal trading center, like all the way over there again. Or I do have another trading center in my bird palace, but yet I think this one is closer for them. Maybe I should put in another animal trading center somewhere closer. But let's follow. Who's this? I didn't even check the name. Yeah. Come on. All these people in the way. Yeah, this way you can... well, it's actually not that far because you go into that door there and you're practically already there. Okay, let's see. Let's have a look at how our red forest duiker enjoys its habitat with the okapis. Now a lot of other people have already covered like more mods than I did, so be sure to check out their YouTube channels and stuff like that. Like if you just type in mod showcase or anything, you'll find a lot of things, but I will try to remember linking like Leaf's YouTube channel and Nick's YouTube channel in the description below, because they often do like or Nick does sometimes do a live stream where he makes mods. Leaf has an awesome series where he builds like an animal farm. I do notice that there's something wrong on the back of my duiker, but I think it's because... oh, that's weird. Well, all in all, like this was my first actual mod I made myself. Like texturing and all, modeling in 3D. Because my previous mod is actually Pure Winter Squaga that I ported over. But this is like my first work. And I must say thank you to Nick because he showed me like Substance Painter, which I used to do some projection mapping for the red forest duiker. Man, you're a really loud okapi. Yeah, they're both sleeping in here now. Let me see if I can move it outdoor, like, so you can have a bit more of a look at it. But yeah, actually, if you're paying attention to the image on the Nexus mod, it's actually like in the background you can see the temple. So I actually took a screenshot right here of the red forest duiker. But you can see like the grass is so large that the red forest duiker is like completely underneath the long grass. That's like really awesome. So if you're a visitor over here, you'll need a camera or something to zoom in, because all you can see is like a little orange reddish spot in the grass. Because these guys are really tiny, they're only like 43 centimeters at shoulder height. So Xena, our red forest duiker, will enjoy the habitat or the enclosure with the okapis. Those are the 3 mods I wanted to show for now. But I now wanted to talk about like the future of mods for my Antwerp Zoo, because there are some mods that may pop up in the near future, or I do hope they pop up in the near future, which will also be added. The first one is Nick's tree kangaroo. If you remember, he made a tree kangaroo first as a replacement species, and then in a live stream he tried to turn it into a new species mod, but for some reason it's cursed. I think it has to do with hashing something wrong or something. But yeah, we'll have to figure that out before can get a tree kangaroo. The tree kangaroo in Antwerp Zoo actually recently passed away, but it will be great to get a tree kangaroo in here with the... well, I'll probably split the enclosure, and this area will probably become a tree kangaroo habitat. Now the next one I already mentioned. The next one is the spectacled bear or Andean bear, which in the Antwerp Zoo is taking up this habitat and the one next to it. Right now we have sun bears in here. But yeah, that will be another great addition. Of course, for our birdhouse, more birds would be really awesome. I was working on a yellow-knobbed curassow, but I think like there's now a new thing in the modding scene. NDP, you've probably heard of him. He's the one who did the first scenery, or the first standalone scenery mod for his mammoth. He figured out another method to like transplant asset packages from Content 0 to your mod, so you can basically use Content 0 animals. So that, if you don't know what that means, that's basically animals from the base game, like an art fork or something. And that will allow people to basically use any animal as a base to make their mods. Leaf actually post, like, that's what he used to get his flamingos into the game. But yeah, if it works for me, I can do that for a peafowl, and I can base the yellow-knobbed curassow off of the peafowl, because they really look similar. Because right now we do have some peafowls in here. I think Jesse was working, or Harlequin's Eagle was working on adding actual flying birds using the animation that they fly and just giving it more, like, you just saw it there. The peafowl just jumped up and did like a brief flight. So by just giving that behavior more weight in the code, you can make it seem like they are actually flying. Now, what else do we have in here that could be a good mod? I think, yeah, for our monkey house, now let me briefly check in a document what the English translation is for it, because I do actually have a document with all the mods that I possibly need for the Antwerp Zoo, and there's one monkey in it. It is, let me quickly get my Word document to work here. It is come on, where is it? Come on. I just skipped it, I think. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, the black-headed spider monkey. So the black-headed spider monkey is in this enclosure here, where currently we have capuchin monkeys. So that's another one that I need. Another big one that I actually forgot when I was over here with the spectacled bears is, of course, California sea lion. Right now we have gray seals in here, but this is of course where the Antwerp Zoo has, or intended to have, its California sea lions. So that's another one. That's one I actually tried myself as well. I found this great California seal, or it's not that great. I found a 3D model online, and I just basically like cut the fins from it and put it on the seal model. But the issue I have with it is like the texture maps are all messed up now because of that. So I need to figure that out to fix that. But I think Nick has some sea lion models. He hasn't released that yet, because I think one of his was it Mystic Aquarium episodes has like stellar sea lions in them. So yeah. But sea lions are of course a big one. I think if I were to make that mod into a new species mod, I think a lot of people would download that one. But I want it to look great, and what I have right now is not really the best model. What else do we have? Of course, over here we have macaws. Right now this is, I think, Drax workshop pieces over here. Macaws would be great. And I think that's it currently for what we have already built in the zoo. Now next episode will be the Savannah Aviary, of course. I've actually already started building that, so that's why I'm kind of avoiding that area over there. But for that we have the 2 species of guinea fowl that have been recently added as new species mods. Now for the future of Antwerp Zoo, I have a document over here with a lot of animals that I kind of need. For example, a pelican would be really great. I think a lot of people would like that. Then I have a bunch of penguins. Like, I can scrap the African penguin from my list now because we do have that one. But I still need a macaroni penguin and a Gentoo penguin. I think someone was working on the Gentoo penguin, but I can't remember really. Now, I also have a amur leopard. That mod is already made, so I already have that one. We will put that one in the zoo later on. Now we have the obvious zoo animals like meerkat and mongoose. Those two, I don't think we'll get them in the near future. Maybe we'll get them in a DLC. It's actually really likely we'll get them in a DLC. Then I have some other small mammals. Oh yeah, another one that I actually currently needed. Over here we have the pangolins currently, but this is actually an American porcupine building or pavilion. So American porcupines are another one. Now I must admit I did try to get in or do an American porcupine as my first mod ever, and I kind of got laughed at for that because it's like one of the hardest things you can do. But I recently took a look back at how it could be done, and Leaf had actually a great suggestion for that, and that is using the binturong, because the binturong there's like a species of porcupine, I think it's the, how is it called? Like it hangs from its tail in trees, and a binturong has that as well. So that species of porcupine would actually work, and if you actually go to the model of the binturong, like the way they did the ear hairs, it's like flat planes, like rectangles, and they added a texture on that, like a transparent hair texture on those rectangles, which gives it that look. So if you theoretically could do those rectangular planes all over the body and make the texture into quills, you could technically make a porcupine, I think. But I'm not that experienced, or not experienced enough to actually do that. Might try it and see what it gives, but the other problem then is the fact that the binturong's face doesn't match up with the porcupine at all. So while you may have a solution for one problem, another problem still pops up. So we have the porcupine, the North American porcupine. Another one is the koipu. I don't know if that's the right name for it, but in Dutch it's like, if I would translate the Dutch name for it into English, it would be like something like a beaver rat. So yeah, something like that. Another one is, oh yeah, the dromedary camel. We already have a mod for that, so that's great. I think Leaf made that, or was it Nick? I can't remember. One of those two. It's always one of those two. Then we also have a Somali sheep. I might use the Suffolk sheep because it really looks similar. Is it the Suffolk sheep? Let me check. Do I have that mod installed? I don't have all the mods installed because I'm worried about because if you have all the mods, it's like more than a gigabyte of data, so I'm not worried about it crashing or anything. It's just too much data. Oh yeah, of course the pangolin is thirsty because the zookeepers can't reach the water bowl, but they won't die. Another one, let me see here. The Himalayan tar is like a mountain goat-esque thing. And we also have the takin. Nick made that one as a replacement mod, and I think Leaf tried to turn it into a new species but hasn't been successful as of yet. And last but not least, we have the spectacled caiman, which already is a mod made by Wiser, and that will be for our reptile house. I think I mentioned that. Oh no, I didn't mention that. But yeah, the spectacled caiman is another one of those that I already have, but I just need to wait until I arrive at that area in the zoo. So those are all the mods that will probably pop up in the series if they ever get made, which is very likely because these are all like quite popular animals, and even not so popular animals do get made into mods eventually. Like for example, take the red Forest Duiker, not really a popular animal, but I made it into a mod, and that's a great example of how not popular mods can get, or animals can get made into mods. Like for example, if I scroll through here, there's probably another example of not really a popular animal. I might not have them installed. Like for example, maybe a gaur is not that known or well known, but it did get made into a mod. maybe people didn't really think about a cow to add in their zoos, but it still got made into an amazing mod, might I say. Like all these sheep variants, people might be content with like 1 sheep, but no, we have like 3 or 4 already.
Like, I always wonder, well, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant here, but I always wonder, for the Nexus mods page for Planet Zoo, there's this media section, and there's like 2 or 3 different people posting 10 images a day there. They call it animal ideas. And I always wonder how many modders actually start there or take that as a point of reference for or when making a mod. Because it's so detached from the actual modding scene. Like, you'd have these modding suggestions and these animal ideas. I do have to give them credit because they do a lot of research. Like, everything you'd need for a Zoopedia is in there. But at the end of the day, it's the modder who decides where to start. And like, take for example the red Forest Duiker. I made that because it's in Antwerp Zoo, not because some random person posted that in the media section for Planet Zoo. Nick the Lion Rider, it's the same story. Like, the mods he makes are often animals that are in Roger Williams or in Mystic Aquarium, so that's his kind of point of reference. And like, take for example Leaf. I think that's maybe the best example out of all of us. I think he has made the most amount of mods so far, and like, there's no real reason to his madness. I think he just does what he wants, and the flamingos are like the perfect example for that. Personal preference is the perfect way to describe where a modder would start. And like, again, take these flamingos. I don't think there's ever been someone like asking Leaf like, please make 25 different flamingos. I want 25 different flamingo species. Please do that. No, it's just Leaf doing that because he wants it to do that. And as a result, we have these awesome variety and animal species in the game. And that's what kind of bugs me about the media page for Nexus mods, because it's so detached from what the modding process actually is. Like, okay, you'd start with an idea, but that idea often doesn't come from someone else. Then you'd make that into a new species mod. And then more recently, like, that's maybe even more annoying. There's like people posting, I'll turn Nick's eagle mod into a new scenery piece. But you have to ask permission before you go bragging about it. That's like what's bugging me about it, because they are bragging about it before they even have permission. The opposite example is Leaf. He asked permission to take my red Forest Duiker and turn it into a zebra duiker, and I gave him that permission. But now he doesn't go around in the Discord like bragging about it. He's just doing it. Like, that's what's bugging me about this whole media page for Planet Zoo. It's more bragging about what you're doing without even doing it. And there's people like begging for mods. Like, if you want to do something, like, insert Thanos meme here, but fine, I'll do it myself. Like, best way to get what you want is by doing it yourself, not go bragging about it or begging.
Anyways, I have gone on talking far too long. If you did enjoy this video, please consider giving it a like, and if you want to see the entire process of building this zoo, I have a series where I'm doing that. It's just called like Planet Zoo, Antwerp Zoo. Currently has like 17 episodes or something. I did about half of the zoo already. In the near future I might do a tour of it, I don't know. Might want to get some other people in here to experience the tour. Yeah, if you want to check that out, it's just go to my channel, you'll easily find it there. And if you want to see more of this, consider subscribing. See you next video. Bye!